Hey, welcome. Continuing exploration of MMORPGs running into. So, the next on our stop, EVE Online. EVE has been around for a very long time. Actually played in the beta for this game, but we're not going to be playing on my actual account that has tons and tons of skills and whatnot. I don't play this game anymore. What we're going to look at is what you can play as a free character. You too can be a froob. We're going to look at one I already have in progress. Not really well developed. I started it just to check out, see what was new. First, we're going to cover some of the things that you can do on the free account and what you can do on a paid account. Realize that if you convert to a paid account, you gain these benefits, as well as some additional ones. Sure. However, the minute your account lapses, everything above paid status gets frozen. Not deleted, just frozen until you get paid account status back. So you can go in and out a little bit between paid and unpaid if you choose to do so. So if you start playing the game and you start enjoying it and you realize you might want to subscribe for a while, you can do that and gain some more skills. And then if you decide that you want to break, you can do that. Still continue to maybe get a few other skills that fall into the category of alpha only. Now, EVE works into the concept of alpha and omega clone. Now, an alpha clone is a free-to-play noob. So, good way to get started in the game, see if you like it, see if you like the intrigue and what. Because even after all this time, there are still, even on a Tuesday night, 17,000 people. So, you may meet them, you may not, but you're eventually going to meet some of these people. Now, alpha characters are free, omega characters are paid. That's the important thing that we're going to cover right now. As an alpha character, you're limited in ships. As what I have on my notes right now, you can use frigates, destroyers, cruisers, battleships, haulers, and mining freight. That's it. Can't do capital ships, can't do any of that. That's all right, though. There's a lot of ships you can fly. Omegas, all ships. Your skill set is limited to the skills of what are termed alpha skills. So there's a limited skill set that you can achieve as a free character, whereas omegas are unlimited. Your skill training is normal speed, and as an omega, your skill training is 2 times faster. So those 50 billion skills you need, you can get them twice as fast if you pay. Which, honestly, I would consider to be normal speed, and the other one to be 50% of normal speed, putting in a realistic perspective, because you're never going to get competent unless you can make skills quicker. Your skill training queue. As a free player, you can only have skills that finish within the next 24 hours. So when you start a skill, when you start a skill queue, it has to finish or start training that skill within the next 24 hours. And you can have 50 skills in the queue. It would be kind of hard to do. Now, as an unlimited, you can have unlimited skill training queues, maximum of 50 skills. You can queue up 50 skills and go on a vacation and come back and they'll be trained. Because EVE is a game where training a skill, you can see here we have 2 skills completed that we have to get. We'll get those when we sign in. But you attach a skill device that teaches you the skill over time, and then when the skill device runs its clock, you then have that ability. You get some free skill points, but you can only apply them to alpha skills. Omegas can apply them to anything. There's some planetary interaction that's different. You get a 2% additional tax on things in industry and science jobs as a free player. Now, keeping in mind there is already a tax, so this is a 2% additional tax on top of the regular tax for doing business. That can make a big difference. When you're dealing with billions of credits, 2% of a billion is still quite a bit of money. But then again, as a free player, it's very unlikely you're going to be doing $1 billion. You can't create new contracts if you already have a contract available as a free player. And you will not be able to refuel a starbase. So you can't scoot into nullsec and refill a starbase. Sure, that was an exploit. And the most critical thing, which honestly, from having played this game for forever, I dual boxed this game for a very long time. As a free player, if you have a client logged into an alpha account, no additional clients can be started past the character screen. It will stop you from logging those clients in. So if you have a free character and a paid character, you cannot log them in at the same time. You can't log into free accounts at the same time, but you can log into paid accounts at the same time. All right, enough of my meandering. Let's see where we are, because I have not played this character for a very long time. And as you can tell, I only have 2 million credits, 2 million ISK, so I'm very broke. I was told they changed the station sound. See what that sounds like now. Because God knows you can only be in a station and quit, and you don't want to quit in space. Murderlated. Here we go. And here is our menu screen. Alright, I don't feel like doing any tutorials. We're just going to look at the character and see what it is we can do. These are missions, encounters, exploration. Back through the tutorial, and then there's been an invasion. Imagine that. Alright, so this, our little ship. Not much to look at. Okay. Venture. Got an ore hold, a drone bay in this thing, so that's pretty much what we can carry. Ship hangar, so we've got a Velator, which is our starter ship, and our Venture, which is our other one. Items, these are our items. And you get these from doing missions and whatnot, or mining, or other. So if you want to sell, for instance, some minerals, you can actually sell the rock that you mine if you don't feel like refining it, although it's much, much more valuable if you process. Not reprocess because we do not have enough units of it to, which is fine. All right. And our Plex Vault allows us to purchase game time and whatnot, or ISK, whatever. So there's that. All right. So we got our standards over here: loyalty points, ship insurance, factional warfare, industry, bidding. Show you the things on your ship, and I do like how they've done it. Always been my favorite part, the movable window. You put this screen, and if your screen's big enough, you can actually put it like way over on the side. Do lots of different things. So this is a very, very simple mine. We have our miner, our salvager, and our mining laser upgrade. And that's all we got. Don't have any offensive weapons. As a newbie, we don't really have things to do. So mining is going to be 5 points. Like I said, not played this in a while, so a little rusty on where things are. But you can also click on this and it will. We want a character sheet. See what skills that we've. Now the alpha skills show up a little bit different than the other ones. But what you have to do is you have to pick a skill that you. So This will tell you what you want to fly. Let's say we want to fly industrial. Clicked on it, it would tell you what it was. Oh, you have to train it. So we can start it. I got that backwards. I thought you could click on it and tell you. Alright, so the ones that have the dots in them are the ones that we actually own and have trained. So we've got these. Now you have to keep in mind that these are hard blocks with the orange dots. I know they're hard to make out, but go into industrial, we learn one tick in that and we cannot learn any more. Required clone state of Omega to upgrade train skills past 1. We could train a destroyer, and we could train one of the other ships, or we could train Spaceship Command. Spaceship Command gives 2% ship agility, which is really important to have later on, but we can train that to level 4. Now it has started our training queue. Now this is our training queue, which tells me that this is going to finish in 1 day, 17 hours, 23 minutes, and 20-ish seconds. One skill will fit in here, and that works. Okay. Now, let's say we want to learn. I think this will work. Say we want to learn Calderi. No, buy it. Buy it. It's probably. See what else we got. Acceleration control. Acceleration control is going to take me 5 hours and 11 minutes. What I can do, I can preface that. But, as we're already taking up almost 2 days in training, I cannot put anything in front of it. This pretty much blocks training. If you've never seen Eve's skill set before, there are a number of skills that you can get. This is just a sample of the very basic of the basic. Anchoring, planetary management, those are the 3 skills that you can train under there. Resource processing. Now, when you process resources, these are what give you the bonuses and benefits of processing. This mining upgrades allows you to do 5% reduction in CPU penalty for mining upgrade module. So that miner upgrade uses more of our ship's CPU. This decreases it by 5% each skill we get. We got 10% reduction CPU penalty for mining upgrade. We could get 20%, what we max out at. Science can be important. We already have 4 science. We cannot learn any of those. Production. Get our industry and mass production up. This just lets us use more slots in industry and build more things. I don't really care. We're not going to be building anything. Cybernetics. Allows the use of the cybernetic implants. Those are cool. The neural enhancements allow you to do certain things. Biology. There's a 20% booster of the duration of chemicals. Trade. Broker relations, trade, marketing, all these reduce or add to the ability to trade. You can still trade as a froob. There is no penalty ever. Corporation management, you can get 1 skill in corporation management, which will allow you to have a corporation of 20 people. Not very practical unless you're playing with friends and only have 19 other friends. Fleet support, leadership, that's good for people who get out there and do heavy duty battles, but you're not going to be doing heavy duty battles with 3 points because it gives you command burst and mining foreman burst 7%. Allows miners and fleets and whatnot to increase certain statistics. Social, these do different things. Rigging allows you to plug things in and make them work. Scanning allows you to scan stuff and see what's out there. Electronic systems This is where I loved the game the most. The ECM stuff when it came out was one of the most fun things that I did in the game. So I completely maxed out ECM. I've went back and forth between whether I liked using it or didn't like using it, but it was there. Drones are important because you're Galente, drones, equal. You want to use them around. Drones allows you to use one more drone. Drone avionics allows you better control range. Missiles, gunnery, this is how well you shoot, how fast you shoot, what you can shoot. So you can run some small turrets and certain other things and get your skills up and learn a couple other things. Targeting, same thing. Long distance targeting lets you target over a broader range. And honestly, I haven't played this in so long, I don't remember what the targeting range is, but it's fairly far, but this makes it farther. Shields increases the ability of your shields, so even as a miner, having shield management is capacity, and shield operation is recharge, and shield upgrades are power reduction. Those will allow you to survive longer, even as a miner. Some of this industrial. Armor, same thing. Hull upgrades, repair systems, mechanics, all add to. Got no subsystems training because I do not have enough skills to do. This is not all the skills in the game. There are a huge tree of skills in the game. See, I don't have any decorations. I don't have anything like that. Faction does not. Don't have anything to do. More places to buy stuff. Ship skins is kind of new. I guess you get a particular ship and you can fit a skin on it. That's kind of neat for customization. Battleship. See the difference. Kind of subtle and not the best screen, but kind of gives you a preview of it. There you go. Now this character was started 2016, 1,067 days ago. Didn't really go anywhere. I was just testing some things. Checking out the tutorials. So, bodied head there. Does. Alright. So we got our little basic starter ship. We've moved up one little branch. This didn't take very long. The skills we've learned didn't take very long. Basically, what we've got here is we've got a miner. Let me see if I can find regional market. Let's look at ships that are for sale. So we can use things that fit into the battle. We're not going to be able to use factional battle cruisers, so we'll only be able to use things like this. Basic. We could pull up the info on the ship. This is another thing about it I really liked. There are no surprises. When you open up a window with something in it, you want to know what it takes to do it. It will tell you what the bonuses are for that particular ship, what the roll bonus is for using it. The drone ship with command burst up. You have a really good description. Tells you the attributes of the ship. X number of hit points, so much capacity, drone bandwidth, mass, and volume. These are all things that you probably will need to know if you want to really get serious about this game. Maximum targeting range. Now, these are all baselines on the ship. Fitting tells you what fits where, how much fits in here. You got 400 teraflops of CPU output. You got 1,050 megawatts of power grid output. And got all these slots to fit weapons and turrets. You got 5 high power slots, 6 low power slots, and 3 rig slots. Now this is the part that I like. It tells you the requirements that you need to accomplish in order to fly the ship. You need to have all of these up to here. These I have. I've met the minimum requirements for these. I need to get destroyer up to 3. I can't fly this ship until I've taken destroyer up to 3, cruiser up to 3, and battle cruiser up to 1. Once I've done that, then I have the ability to fly the ship. And if you're really not good at math, it tells you right here how many days of total training time it will take before you can actually get the keys to this ship into the ignition and start it. That does not mean you're going to be a competent pilot with any ability to fly this ship whatsoever. You can just start the dang ship, figure out how the doors work. Mastery. This is new. I don't know what this is. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to try to guess. I have no idea. Someone I'm sure will tell you in the description below what mastery is, because EVE is a very passionate game with a lot of passionate players. I'm sure I will be corrected on anything and everything I say. Correct. And I am okay with that. I have not played this game in a while. I don't know the current meta, and I don't know what's going on with a lot of things. This is an intro for a new player, not a long-term player, because I don't claim to know any. All right. So this screen under variations tells me that there is a Tech 1 ship, and it's this one, the one we're looking at. Now, there's an upgraded one that's a Tech 2, and we'll come back and look. Now, if you want to make this ship, you want to make it yourself. You don't want to buy it. You don't want to pay for the ship. You want to go farm all this crap, and you want to go buy. You want to go make your own ship. You're going to need all of these and a blueprint, and then you can make your ship. Blueprints come in a couple copies that I'm aware of, and there may be more. You get an original. You can get a copy of a blueprint. So if I have a rare blueprint and I make a copy of it, I can give you a copy of the blueprint, and you have a copy. I have the original. I can also make a limited number blueprint. So let's say I've got one for one of the massive capital ships, and I want to be industrious, and I want to put this in stations where you can't buy it normally. So I can copy the blueprint using the industrial copy centers, and I make my own copy of this blueprint, and I say the maximum number of times you can use this blueprint is 5. So you can use this as a one-shot for 5 of them, which, good lord, you'd have a lot of stuff laying around for that. Or you can make one, get the blueprint back, and make a couple later. That may have changed, but that was how I remember it being, and I had a lot of blueprints. It was actually kind of hard to keep track of them because they just sat in your... I think they may have a blueprint locker now. Different skins for the ship. Those are the things we're looking at. Now let's look at the variation. This is a Tech 1. So think of it as the introduction. This is the Tech 2. So let's look at the mastery, or the requirements again. We got to get 3 days and 4 hours and 50 minutes in order, if we went non-stop training, in order to just kick the tires on this ship. Let's look at the Tech 2 variant. EOS. EOS has different traits. The EOS has more better stuff, different attributes, has different fittings sometimes, has more CPU output, I believe more power and whatnot. But let's look at the requirements. So in order to fly the Tech 2 version, it's going to take us 152 days, 18 hours, 39 minutes, and 57 seconds. About 10% of the time I've been idle, we would have had to just train all this to get up to the point where we could use this ship. And that doesn't even mean use it effectively. This is training the skills specifically to be able to get in the ship. In order to use it effectively, you're going to need your cannon skills up, you're going to need your drone skills up, you're going to need your shield skills up, you're going to need your piloting skills up, even higher than what the minimums are. Like Spaceship Command at 1, you need to be able to turn that ship. So you're going to need to get this to 5. You're going to need to get this, everything up here, because Battle Cruiser's already going to be at 5. And that gives you additional, actually battle cruise allows you to, but there are certain things that will let you command ship. If you're going to be a command ship, don't you want to be the best command ship you possibly can? You don't want to be the worst command ship out there. And I don't even think we can train this. No. So we could never fly this ship because we can't meet the requirements of it. Anytime the level 1 is blocked, you can't finish the ship. So space command to 5, leadership to 5, can't do that. Wing command to 4, can't do any of that. Leadership to 5, can't do any of that. If this ship was your dream ship, which honestly I gotta say I probably wouldn't call it anybody's dream ship. Kind of weird. But if it was, well, you're gonna have to be a paid customer, which is perfectly fine. Get to the point where you need to pay for it, get some skills, make some money in the interim, and work your way through these 152 days to finish it. Actually, the number for a new character is going to be higher because I've actually trained some skills. So this might be closer to 200. But in the interim of being a free player, make some money. Get out there, do something. As you're going to need about 51 million to buy the base ship. So that's going to take a while. How does a new player make money? Well, I don't remember how to fly. Let's go find out. Because it's been a while. Now we're in high sec. Nobody's going to mess with us in high sec, and if they do, they're going to get blown straight the heck up. Here's our ship. Flying out the gate. And let me see. Jack up full speed there. Oh, they added an autopilot. Alright, so we need to look at a map. And that puts us in here, I think. Where are we? Therapan. Okay. Alright, so we're done there. Alright, so you see all these small standard containers? These can be many, many things. One thing they can be is advertisements. You can drop a small container. It can be an advertisement. See how this says restricted access? If you try to pick it up, a lot of times you get flagged as a criminal right out the gate and shot. And we want to go to the asteroid belt, so let's go to asteroid belt.
Warp drive active.
Ship scale to station. And this is warp. Apparently, J.J. Abrams designed this galaxy here. Because, you know, it's just a galaxy of lens flare. So, we've got these asteroids here. We are in an asteroid. What we want to look for is we want to look for what comes out to usually be the most profitable asteroid you can get. And I mean, whatever works out for your ship. Doesn't necessarily have to be this one. Also depends on where you are. But I just know condensed scordite is decent, so that will give us some condensed scordite. Now, if you play Elite, Don't need drones to pick crap up. Your mining lasers pick it up for you. Drones in this game, or limpets, and they're called there, will basically fight for you. So, a little bit different methodology than, again, most people. Delete, already know this. We actually have to lock the asteroid. And the ship autos. No running it. Now we've locked this asteroid in our targets. And what are we going to do? We're going to start mining this. Now you can go info and look at the thing itself. Condensed scordite is a close cousin of normal scordite, but with 5% better yield. The increase may seem insignificant, but matters greatly to new miners where every ISK counts. Scordite is among the most common ore type in the known universe. It has a large portion of titanium, plus a fair bit of pyrite. Good choice for those starting their mining careers. Available in 1.0 security status solar systems, or so you can find this. We're gonna open our cargo hold and go to our ore hold. And we can hold 5,000 units of. Now that's by weight. So condensed scordite does not weigh 1 ton each. It weighs 241 units for 1,612 units of scordite. That's a little confusing at first, and I'm probably not saying it very well. But looking down here, this ISK 29,000 ISK price estimate is for the raw ore. We need to refine it. That's how you make it. Not a lot of money, but that's how you make money. Now, this is the timer on our miners. As it goes around, that's the cycle it completes. You can watch the little circle come around. Every time the circle touches, it increases what it has mined. So, here we go. Bam. Bam. And we've pulled more scordite. And now, as you can see, we're at 59,000 ISK, which, since we need 51 million for the battle cruiser, not necessarily that we're going to buy it, but, you know, just the fact that if we need 51 million for that, we've got a long way to go. Now, there was a time when you could sell ISK for real money transactions. Not legally, but there was a time when it was profitable enough that people did it. Not saying it was right or wrong, and I don't want to get into that argument, but mining, especially mining titanium, because you use a ton of it, was extremely profitable for some people. And you could take a mining barge out here and just sit here all day while you watch Jerry Springer and mine the crap out of an asteroid field. And when you get back, you've got a bloody fortune in your cargo hold. Right, guys? Ore hold in this thing's base. But the lasers will continue to run, and there are skills and mining upgrades that make these go faster. Plus, I think we have the very basic miners. Miner 1s are very small. Miner 2s are better. Get a better ship, get better mining lasers. So the whole process can be quicker, and everything can just move right along. But when they finish, it will actually deactivate. The only time it becomes kind of inconvenient is if you completely delete the asteroid. Don't remember how to scan it. Alright. So, looking at condensed scordite, it takes up this much volume, 0.15 to per individual unit. You need 100 units of this to process. So, if you go in with 99 condensed scordite, you are unable to process this condensed scordite in it. Trying to remember how you... Here. I don't know. I really haven't played this in a very long time. I think I played this once on the channel, and I think this was the character I played. That was pretty much where we... Tell your security level up here next to the system name. 1.0 is really high sec. Nothing illegal really happens in high sec, except people dive bomb your miners if you're getting too much. There's another guy mining. Oh, there we go. Depleted asteroid. And now it's going to disappear. That's new. Oh, never mind. Our condensed scordite. So we have a very small ship. We can only handle so much of it. We don't want to mix types, because you're going to reach a point where different things have different weight. Massive scordite, that's still scordite. Scordite's the same. But since you have a minimum to refine it, this does not count with this. If I get 99 units of condensed scordite and 1 unit of scordite, it will not let me refine it. I have to have 100 units of this. Now, it's not done in units of 100, but maybe it is. I don't know. We'll find out. But the fact of the matter is that if you mix it, you usually lose space. Sticking with one valuable process type is usually... Look at the info for this one. See if I can get the info for this one. Yes, I can. There. So, scordite by itself, thought it had an act value. Regular scordite, you get 346 units of titanium out of it when you refine, and 173 units of pyrite. Our condensed scordite, you get 364 units of titanium and 182 units of pyrite. So you get more out of it when you refine it. Not much, but a little. Pyrite is reasonably valuable. So if you wanted to dump it, you could dump it for 2,000. But in this sector, it sells for 2,000 or 9,000. And that is... Oh, wait. Sells for 3.96 ISK a piece. Why will we here? One unit of condensed scordite sells for 1.10 ISK. You can sell the rock, or you can pay to refine it, sell what you refine out of it. Generally, I find it to be better to sell refined items, but sometimes You got some stray rocks sitting around in your hold. You just want to get rid of them before you leave a sector that you don't ever plan on coming back to again. And yeah, you can just burn them in there and sell the rocks. Won't get much, but you can sell them. Now, there was another miner out there. One over there in the same ship we're in. This guy, Admiral Crowder, and an Orca. Orca in this is a mining ship. Let me see if I can. Look at him. It's an industrial mining. That's what it looks like. Basically, this isn't really a miner. It's what you use to collect the stuff that you. So it is a huge cargo hold and a huge drone hold. Pick up things, move them to you. Back to our asteroid. I forgot how to look back at my ship. Alright, so let's look at this guy. Pull his stats. Alright, so here's what we got. It is a... You can do this with an alpha. I had no idea. Wait. I think it can. No, it requires a mega clone. Read that totally wrong. Alright, so this gives all kinds of bonus to shields and mining and drones. And in a party, it plays these roles. Here's its attribute. Got a heck of a lot of hull points. 30,000 capacity. Drones. Huge ship. Its ore hold capacity is 150,000. Where ours is 5,000. So this can carry a lot of ore. Got a fleet hangar so you can bring things with you, and a maintenance bay. Other ships. Not very big, but you can take some small mining ships out. Run this thing out to a field and have your pilots go out there, and then you just pick up their crap. Does not warp very fast at all. As you can see, does not have a lot of hard points to use. Got a lot of requirements. But we could do it in a month and a half if we wanted to. And this is how you build it. You get the Orca blueprint, and then you have to get the blueprints for each one of these. The capital sensor cluster, capital sensor battery, because this is a small capital ship. Cargo bay, you need 30 of those. Let's take a look at those, because those are probably the easiest thing to make in this ship. Your capital cargo bay, which you need to make 38 of. You need blueprint. Almost 1 million titanium, 72,000 pyrite, 24,000 hexalon, 3,500 isogen, almost 1,000 noxium, 286 hydrine, and 64 megasite. You need to make 38 of those. Okay, we're still harvesting away. Guess we just... And it will keep running and running and running. Just like that. No heat to worry about. None of that. It just keeps circling around and picking it up. I really used to enjoy mining. It was one of my favorite things to do. Especially ice mining. I'm not going to be able to do any of that. It takes too many skills and we'll never be able to get there.
The asteroid is depleted.
Catch on fire. We'll lock that one. As you can see,
Is depleted.
it depleted while my miner was still in process. I didn't get anything out of it, but it never would have completed its cycle. Look at that asteroid. Now there's a certain etiquette that you can subscribe to if you like, and if someone's already mining on an asteroid, usually it's best to go find another asteroid to mine. But nobody owns the asteroids, so you can mine on the same asteroid as someone else. It's kind of rude. And in this sector, at least, what are they going to do to you? They can't blow you up. They can't do anything to you. They just can yell at you. That really doesn't matter because I usually have local and corp turned off, so I can't see it. Now, on my primary account, I have most of the warp gates already blocked and mapped, so that when you're coming from one to the other on routes that I usually take, I warp directly into the gate. Usually it warps you a fair distance out, and you do have to traverse to the gate. There's a little bit of well, if there's somebody sitting at the gate that can lock you and blow you up before you can get to the gate if you're in a slow ship like a transport. So warping into the gate removes that. So what you have to do is you have to take another ship and you have to go to the gate and actually make the warp in a ship you wouldn't mind getting blown up in, and go past the gate and then make your warp point to there and then warp to that point, and it puts you right at the gate. And then you jump. So if you're switching sectors, that's kind of how you do it. We'll do that. We'll jump once. But there's really not much point to it. We're not going to go too far. This is a slow ship and there's no fuel to worry about per se. But there's just really no point to it. I don't play this character enough to worry about moving him somewhere else. Now, the fun part about it, mining, is the selling of it. Really the only fun part. This is not an entertaining jaunt in your base game experience. Sitting in an asteroid field, honestly, the best thing you could do in high-sec mining is read a book. It'll tell you when the asteroid goes away. Nobody's really going to attack you. If they do, you're going to die. Your ship's not big enough to defend yourself. There's nothing you can do. Chances are good it'll be a suicide attack. So you won't really get to run, and you'll get no warning. They'll just explode next to you or run into you and blow you up. And he's inviting me to a conversation. And I don't really feel like talking to him right now. But we'll accept this conversation. We'll see what he has to say. Apparently some people in this game are still quite social. Which is nice. I mean, it's good to see some people in this game that are friendly. And we are about full. Now, I did want to fill the whole ship up to show you how much ISK we could sell this for in raw quantity. And looks like we're about going to be about probably in the 600,000 ISK range. So we'd have to do this about 100 times if we were just going to sell the rock itself. But we're not going to do that. We're going to refine it. We're going to see how that works out. Because it should work out to be much better than whatever we end up with for the rock. Like maybe one more cycle and we'll be done. All right.
Asteroid is depleted.
So our asteroid's depleted. We are almost full. I like the new effect with the asteroids. So we are going to look back at our general tab and we are going to fly back to the station. Now, flying back to the station, it should be as easy as right-clicking on it and saying dock. And our ship will
Warp drive active.
target it, activate the warp drive.
Docking permission requested.
And it requests docking permission. And then we fly into the
Docking request accepted.
ship. There should be no reason it should decline our request unless we are currently involved in combat, I believe. And now we are in. And now what we can do is we can open up our hold and open up our hold. Oh, maybe you could. There we go. That's what I was. Item hanger. So we've got some condensed scordite already here. And we can simplify these by dragging them on top of each other. Now, technically, we could have refined this because we did have enough. But we can grab this condensed scordite, drop it on top of our other condensed scordite, and now we have almost 30,000. Now, 30,000 has a 549,000 ISK price. All right, 549,000. We're going to refine it. So we're going to reprocess it. And it is going to turn into this and that. Do I have any uranium and pyrite? Do I have any? I have a bunch of pyrite. Hold on. All right. Hopefully it doesn't combine them. All right. Anyway, it's going to cost us 18,134 ISK to convert these down. It did combine them. There's our tritanium, and our tritanium now has a value of 376,000. And our pyrite, which we had a bunch of, let's say it's pretty close. All right. Tritanium usually sells for 1 each. So if we go to sell this item, it's going to find a buyer for us. And it looks like it is currently selling. So we'd get 225,000 for. So we'd start at 237,000. And this is the thing that I mentioned about how the sales work with the taxes. The price in this region is down 31% from what it is on average. The best region sells it for 6.25. The average for the region is 5.82. And the asking price for this particular sale is 4.01. So we're taking a real loss if we sell this. And what we've got here is we've got a broker's fee, and then we've got sales tax. We have to pay sales tax in order to sell something. So once this thing sells, we would pay $11,000, 11,852 ISK in order to have the privilege of selling the item, which would give us a grand total in the end of 226 ISK, which is quite a far cry from our 51 million. You could set your time on your order, immediate, wait for a day, 3 days, week, 2 weeks, months, 3 months. You could set one of these to sell and it will sell over time. So if you want to set this higher and hope the price goes up, it won't. You could tell it to wait a very long time. Sometimes people need tremendous amounts of tritanium. So if you have a lot, it won't. But what we're looking at is I wanted to build this ship. So let's look at this blueprint and see what we're going to need in order to make it. Required input materials. 13,000 tritanium, 11,000 pyrite, 4,000 mexilon, 33 isogen, 17 noxium, and 12 xite. These are all independent items that you can have. And I have like 4 megasite, not using this particular recipe, but I have 470 mexilon and I need 4. These asteroids generally do not appear in this area. You actually have to go to a different security level to see them. But I can get plenty of pyrite, and when I can sell the pyrite, sell the tritanium, buy the other things I need, so I can buy the xydrine, the noxium, isogen, mexilon. Mexilon you can sometimes get. And if you click on these, it tells you where it comes from or what it's used. These tell you where it's found. In 0.9 security, where you're going to end up, you look for pyroxes and plagioclase. I want to find isogen. I have to look in 0.7s for kernite, and umber are also very profitable to mine, but very big rocks. Titanium, pyrite, and isogen. If I want to find megasite, though, this is where it gets great. Have to go to nullsec to get megasite. So if you want to build a ship that uses megasite, you got to go to 0sec, or you have to buy it. Fortunately, we're not in any position to build a ship megasite. But I did promise you guys we were going to go through a jump gate, because if you've never had that experience before, probably should. And then I'll go ahead and wrap things up. So let's go ahead and leave. Let's target a jump gate. And this is planet. Look at the info for it. Jumps to Renyan. Renyan is a 0.9. So for all intents and purposes, this is safe. So you can't just tell it to jump through it. We actually have to jump to it before we can do anything with it. It's going to go out there and target it for us. We're going to fly over to the gate. Now this is what a jump gate looks like. Actually looks like we came in pretty close to it. But we want to jump. And bam, we jumped. This is what jumping looks like, which is way better than it used to look. When you appear invisible. There's a certain duration you will be invisible where you can take appropriate action based on what you're looking at. Comes in really handy in sectors without security because there can be a ship here on the other side. Causing you great problems. As soon as you move, you become visible again. That is a... what are you? Battle cruiser or a battleship? You are a... doesn't say. It looks like a battleship. Alright, and now we'll jump back. Again, invisible for our safety. And now we're going to go to station, which will be there. Now we're going to dock there.
Warp drive active.
Again, turn, become visible. We would be vulnerable if we were in anything with low security. Someone could attack us. This is high sec. Nobody's going to be. If you get killed in Eve and you don't have a clone, you lose all your skill.
Docking permission requested.
Always update your clone.
Docking request accepted.
Busy putting out. And that is the basics of what you can do on a free account. You're not going to fly the big ships. You're not going to do much except mine and maybe do some light combat. You're probably not going to go to nullsec. If you do, you're going to probably get blown up pretty darn quick. Somebody with a bazillion skill points you don't have. Don't let that dissuade you. Playing a free account is a great way to see if the game is right for you. A good way to establish a name for yourself. And keep in mind that Eve does allow you to buy game time with credits in the game. If you find a way to make things profitable, trading, whatever, mining, let's say you find a great mining spot and you just empty it out. Got a great ship for doing it and you make a ton of money, you can pay for your time with credits. You don't have to put in your own money in order to fund your game. I did that a lot of times with industry. I sold a lot of things and then I would buy Plex Pass to pay for my game time and not have to worry about it. What they're for is they are to dissuade and prevent real money traders, because this is a legitimate way for you to trade your credits for a game time card. Because I can buy a game time card and put it up for sale. I don't have nearly enough on this account. But let's look at the market. I think there is... What services? No. I guess now you can train a skill, eject it, and then sell it? That's interesting. Any here? Because I don't know where they put it. But it was my understanding, and I don't know if this has changed. These are a sampling of some of the skills, skill areas you can get. Like here in armor, every ship type has an armor, all different types of armor. It'll tell you how much you've trained of it already, or trained none of it, or that you don't have enough skill in order to train it in the first. I just. Darn, I had that. Ah, there. Expand the area, search area. Ah, here we go. Flex. So for Flex is an item that can be traded between players in the regional market. Flex can also be used in the New Eden store to upgrade your account to Omega clone. Purchase virtual goods or activate other account services. So I can buy Plex for, I don't know how much it costs real money. And then I can sell it in the game for 3-4 million credits, whatever it's selling for now. This guy's selling 124 of them for 3.7 million credits each. And if you don't set your price, you sell it for the price that it's asking, so you sell them for. Anyway, that would give me 3 million ISK for my Plex. So if I wanted to buy this, I would select this, I would buy it, it would give it to me, and I have to go 2 jumps over to go get it, pick it up, use it, and that would allow me to have game time. So for about 4 million ISK, I could play Omega class, last for a month. I can make 4 million credits in a month. I can make 4 million credits in an hour in this game if I put my mind to it. So something to think about. Start out on a free account, decide you like the game. Hey, I don't have to pay for this. I can just play for this. So give that a shot. If that's what you like. I don't know what else to say about this. I really have not been following this game much. I really like the graphics in it. I've always liked the game. Like I said, I played in the beta. I played after the beta for years. My primary account has a metric boatload of skill points, especially in industry and mining and transport. So that was my focus. ECM, things like that. Didn't really do a lot of combat. You don't have to do combat in this game. You can be an industrial megalord and take over the whole galaxy because this is a player-run economy. So the things you build, and the things that you sell, and the things that you buy, you can set market region prices for ridiculously low amounts. And if people don't pay attention, you can take advantage of that. No one's going to complain about you taking advantage of anybody. They may complain, but it really doesn't matter because you can pretty much do anything you want in this game. It is the digital Wild West, the lawless outback that isn't going to care. Although sometimes your lawlessness and your ripping off of people does come back to haunt you later, chances are good you can figure out a way around. So that's going to do it for EVE Online in our journey. This would be kind of your new player experience. These would be the things that you would be doing starting out. These are the experiences you would have. If you want to do combat, you could do light combat. It's pretty much ship-to-ship combat. I've never really been that good at it, so I kind of stay away from it. That's why I'm not going to show it. There's lots of EVE ship combat videos. Generally, at this level, combat is pretty boring. So if You're pretty much mining the ships to kill them. It takes that long. And it's your fire rate. Your fire rate is so low. It's just not an exciting experience. However, as you move up in skills, they drastically increase and you are able to do more and more and more damage faster. And it becomes a little bit more exciting. And then you can get into fleet battles if you want to do that. And that becomes even more exciting still. But that does take some pretty heavy skill points to get into. So anyway, that's it for Eve. Let's see where we end up tomorrow. Like I said, I'm just kind of traversing some of these MMOs that are running in 2019, seeing if they still exist, seeing what the experience is like for a new player. Well, hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.